So now in Photoshop, we can click on File, Script, and you should have load different file in a stack or something like this. We select all the file, and there will be loaded one on one in the same file, and Photoshop will keep the name. So that's pretty nice. We can see all of our file. So we need to define a color for our map. So let's create a color layer. I will use a slightly brownish gray, something like this. Now I will overlay the dirt map upon it and slightly work with curves upon it to reduce the main luminosity and reduce its opacity to 30%, for example. Maybe a little more, 50%. Okay. So you have the idea. It already looks like it has been hand painted. Then you can switch the AO path to linear density or product. I prefer linear density because it makes the thing more saturated, the result more saturated, and this is really a matter of personal taste here. And we will check this displacement here, and we will press Ctrl-I to invert it, so we get a nice result. And we could even use this in overlay, for example, and you will get some nice highlights and stuff like this. So it can be interesting. Sorry. So to 30%, I will duplicate it and move it down here. Keep it at 180%, and we will save this as a new displacement, as it is better than the one we had before. And now we can start painting over it. I can change the color here. So I will use a hue and saturation adjustment layer that I will set here. I will use Colorize. So now I can play with the stone color as I want. Lower the saturation, maybe go for something bluish or purplish. It can be interesting. I like even this pink color is nice. I can make it a little darker, and I wish we have a different color for those sets here. So I will use my color map ID. I will create a group for our color here, and now I will use my map ID. So I think if we use the magical one with here, I don't know how to say it in English, but this value to 0, it should select only this, and it seems to work pretty nicely. So turn a bit sensitive here, but can easily get rid of those. And I will create here another hue and saturation layer. I can check Colorize, get rid of it, and change its color at will. Now I will show you a few tricks to add directional lighting if you want. And I will make some hand painting, so I don't think I will record it, or maybe in the time lapse, and then I will show you how to fix your hand painting so that it matches the tileable system we are looking for. So I really rapidly painted some darker and warmer and lighter tones over my pattern here. But I need to check if those are tileable. So for example, if I have painted on the border here, this will be a problem. So I will just get rid of the effects. So I will just create a group here to make things easier to see. And this will be painting. And I will disable the viewing of those, and I get this lovely hand painting. And I go to filter, I don't know how to say it, but we use translation. That's should be in miscellaneous, maybe in English, translation. And as our document is 2K by 2K, we'll use 1024 by 1024 value. And whenever we have those themes appearing, we'll do whatever needed to get rid of them. So we can use the finger tool here and just slightly brush those areas. So I can reapply the filter, re-enable everything, and now I have this. So now I wish there was a slight color variation from one tile to the other, but we will have one problem here, is that when I check this tile here should be the same as this one, and this one here should be the same as this one. So what we need to do is check which of our tile correspond to the same stone and give it the same grayscale. So if I select this, I should select this one also. Alt delete to give it the same color. So judging from this camera view, I will have to fix this tile also and this tile here. Now I can use this mask. We'll use it with a new adjustment layer, which is radiant curve transferred, maybe in English. It allows us to set a color per value of the color, simply. So if I select this, for example, the whiter it turns to green, and the darker it turns to red. So I will select this for the time being. We will set it to overlay, for example. So now it set a color to our texture, and now we can play with the gradient and maybe set soft warmer tone or cooler tone, I don't know. And play with other tone later. So the last thing I wanted to show you is how to use the normal map. So here this could be an HD map, for example. We will export the displacement. So I will save it right now. So it was the same as before, but inverted. And here we can use the color values here, so to give a light direction to our map. So here we may be using this for a cycles render with real geometry or maybe normals. But if you're in a game where specularity and stuff like this are not used, or if you want it to be more stylized, and let's say it's a wall, so we want the light to come from the top here or from this corner, we can use the normal here and use the color mixer and set it on this one, switch it to monochromatic and set it to overlay here again. So you got the idea already now. And if I add a hue and saturation between those, I can change light direction in a way. So here I can change the lightning source. It seems to come from the bottom right here, and I can change the values. It's a matter of experimentation, but here you can see the current light, like it was rotating around our normals. So it will allow you to add directional lighting, then play with the mixing modes, etc., to get what you want. We didn't save it with the alpha, which is a mistake, because I could have used a purplish background, a blue background, like this homogeneous normal. So I will just rebake the normal. That's gonna be better. And I think we'll be done. I will just play a little with the colors here to output something better, because it's really not convincing here. And I'll get back to you. So I finally get something that looks a little better, let's say this. I've also added a simple tileable texture from texture.com that I have set as a pattern in Photoshop so that you can play with its scale. So I turn it to black and white and overlay it in a subtle way, and created a specular map playing with the depth AO and this pattern, and also our dot map. And I rebaked the normal map so that I don't have any black stuff anymore. So I will test it rapidly in a 3D scene to see how it works, and we'll be able to call it done. So I finally made this testing file. So here is a test with the stylized texture. So I will rapidly show you how it looks. So it's actually a plane with a simple area lamp and an HDR map to light everything. And I'm using our normal map. So I need to select this, our normal map here, our image texture, the one with the AO, and the specular map, which is added to a slight Fresnel effect driven by the normal map, and everything is mixed together. So this is a simple diffuse and a pure glossy BSDF here. So we can see that we really have this nice stylized effect. And even if we just use the simple rock diffuse, it looks pretty good like this. So if you bake it with ambient light and stuff like this, you can really create a very nice map and bake the UVs and apply this to Sketchfab models or your game model and stuff like this. So I think it really worked. And also with this cycles rendering, it have a nice touch. So now here it's the Blender rendering, so I'm using cycles, and as you can see here I am using a real displacement, so using our displacement texture with a displacement modifier and an iRes plane. It's just a plane that is subdivided a lot of time, and to keep it quite realistic, even if it won't be realistic, and this wasn't the goal, but to have maybe a better reaction here, I'm slightly modifying the diffuse map, removing like 90% of the ambient occlusion, so that we have those slight color variation, but they are less strong than before. So if I compare with the first one, and I will just make this one disappear, hopefully. This is the stylized one. I will show you again its diffuse map, which is pretty close to the final result. There is just this ambient lighting that could be baked again. On our detailed one, the diffuse map is simplified, let's say it like this, but we do have this this tone effect, which is real geometry and which may react betterly depending on our angle and work betterly with the reflection and stuff. So I think it works pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with the result. I hope you liked it. Just let me know and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you soon.